Hey, good morning, Peggy. I hope you had a great weekend. It was nice to see the sun yesterday. I don't know if you are a football fan at all, but it was a fun game to watch yesterday. It's cool that the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl again. I saw your text. I'm glad that the workouts are good. I'm glad that you enjoy them and that you're noticing some good things happen. That's awesome to hear always. One thing that I wanted to talk about and address is the one-footed balance. I think we're moving in a good direction. As we do some of our different drills and stuff, I will show you some ways to improve it. There's a line with balance. I'm not going to talk forever about it, but there's a line with balance on where it's a good challenge and where it's an overwhelming challenge. So for example, like that was good information that you gave me about the 1 foot. Because if something is that challenging, your body is not understanding what you're asking it to do. And also, because of what I said in the very first video that I sent you, like the way that we function is through different mechanisms. So it's not just I can't balance on my foot because my foot isn't strong or I'm lacking sensation at my foot. The problem could be your vestibular system or your eyes need help. And so we'll figure it out. But I just wanted to let you know that that's a helpful text and that gives me something to put a priority on. Okay, so what I'm gonna have us do is we are going to just do our normal sensory. So the sensory work will always pretty much stay the same. And then after that, we're gonna change up the order. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm gonna have you do a breathing drill to provide stability right at the beginning and then dose it throughout. So sensory and then air hunger. Air hunger is something that I believe you've done before. I'm just gonna change the driver of it. So air hunger is where you'll take a deep breath in, deep breath out, hold your breath, and you'll do some kind of movement until it gets hard to breathe. And then you'll stop, relax, deep breath in, deep breath out, one more of those, and your heart rate should be back under control, okay? So that is the drill. What I think I had us do before is just squat with it or walk with it. I'm gonna try to raise the level of intensity and see what happens. So, deep breath in, deep breath out. While you're holding your breath though, I'm gonna make the movement part more complex. I'm gonna have you do a skip while you're doing air hunger. So, opposite arm, opposite leg, come up like that, and then you'll just do that until you feel the need to breathe. Because it's complex, it probably won't take that long, but I'll have you do that right off the top, okay? So sensory, air hunger with skip, that's your first two. Then we're gonna move in to our foot mobility, okay? So I'm going to have you do our clock face is in your mind. You're seeing on the middle of your clock, you are going to do your tilts. So right leg's gonna come forward. You're gonna do 3 neutral tilts at 12 o'clock. Rotate foot inside. 3 tilts outside. Rotate externally. Good. Okay, then we're going to take our right leg and we're going to move it to 1 o'clock. And you're going to do your tilts, 3 positions. And remember, when you do your rotations, your foot doesn't move, it just changes position. So go off to the outside, 3 there, internal, 3 there, external. Good, okay? And then we will go around the clock on the other side. Just remember, when you go from here to lateral, because you're changing position, the ability of your foot to move changes as well. So when you're out laterally like this, it doesn't feel as normal to roll like that. And so just go to whatever's comfortable there, okay? I'm gonna have you do an ankle circle, and I'm gonna have you have your knees slightly bent and try your ankle circles that way. So the first time we've been doing these, I had you either do these or our ball foot circles. I'm gonna experiment with knees slightly bent and try your ankle circles like this. I'm gonna go the other way. And you can see with me when I go the other way, I wanna use my toes a lot. If you feel that, go back to our ball foot circle, okay? But let's at least try the slightly bent knee, okay? 3 circles in each direction. And again, if one feels hard to map, just revert back to these guys, okay? I am going to, and again, balance is not part of it. Hold on to the wall, hold on to something. If balance is hard, I really want to see if we can make that ankle get some good movement, okay? Next, we are going to go to our knees, and we're going to continue working for our hourglass shapes, or clock faces there. So here, and this knee is stationary, foot is still, hip is still. Good. And then 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, like that, okay? Same thing on the other side. We'll go to our pelvis, and we'll do our pelvic circles. Remember, back straight, knees bent. You'll lift one side of your hip up, back, up, and follow through. Again, I'm not the best mover today, I guess. See how my torso wants to lean? Really try to make sure it's just your pelvis, okay? 3 to 5 in each one. And then we are going to try something a little bit different with our hips. I'm gonna, well, actually the camera's good there. I'm gonna have us get down on the ground. Sit down, feet are flat on the ground. We are gonna do our 90-90s. So your torso is gonna stay tall. Your hips are rotating side to side. So my torso stays tall, my feet stay put, and I'm gonna do this about 20 times, all right? If that feels like real easy, like, hey, I can maintain good torso position, my feet are just, they're not moving or just rotating, this is a way to make it harder. And not harder, but more appropriate. So instead of just rotating, you will go all the way down, come up onto your knees, hold for a second, rotate, and come back up. So on this one, my torso, or my hands are helping, but my hips are really engaging to drive me up. So when I come here, I'm using a lot of core stability. All right, so that's what I'll have you do for hips. And just again, this is kind of an experiment. It's kind of an information gathering opportunity. So if you feel better after these compared to what I had you do last week, stick with them. If you feel like the things last week were more potent for your hips, stick with those, okay? But that's what I want to experiment with. Low back, we're gonna keep it the same. We're going to do our low back hourglasses. So find a spot on the wall in front of you. Keep your shoulders going one way, hips going the other way. And we'll do a couple circles going this way, and the opposite, just like that, okay? Head stays still, eyes stay still, body moves underneath. We'll do our thoracic lateral glides. So keep your hips still, middle back moves, switch, that. Elbow circles, so extend, flip, rotate, that. Go ahead and switch. Good. Shoulder figure eights. So, got that imaginary pen in your hand, and you are drawing the biggest, neatest eight that you can. Switch. Same thing. I'll do 3 to 4 eights on each side. Then we're gonna work on the neck and the jaw. Actually, I'm gonna go to the jaw first. So jaw, some just really basic movements. So open and close. Lateral glide, so just keep your jaw loose. Back and forth, and then in and out. Or back and forth, I'm sorry, back and forth. Good, and then neck, we'll do our glides again. So we'll do the chicken. So chin comes forward, glides back, but the rest of the body stays still. And then lateral glide, so remember, touch your cheeks, move your fingers away, and then move. I'm having trouble this morning. Move your head back and forth while you're looking straight ahead. So head is like gliding back and forth while looking forward, okay? Longer explanations today, but once you get the hang of it, you can skip through the video and just go through your warm-up. But I wanted to touch base on some of those principles, okay? So next up, we'll do some vestibular work and maybe some more breath.